No clue.
That's so lame.
Today we're watching a few videos by the GREYLOCK Tapes by GREYLOCK. That was loud.
Most of the series is gonna be like loud and stuff like that.
Primary systems online. Booting sequence complete. Emergency shutdown protocols disengaged. System was offline for time code error 106. Contact technician for assistance. Welcome to Simuldyne USA Enhanced Access Operations. Please enter your clearance credentials. Error. These credentials are not recognized. Clearance credential requirement overridden. Administrator privileges granted. Welcome back, unknown user ID. What would you like to do? Accessing archival storage for GBS. Data extraction initiated. Data extraction, 10% complete. Data extraction, 4% complete. Data extraction, 80% complete. Data extraction, complete. All data extracted to error, no.
Okay, just went on to the second video. Just a lot of data extraction from that last video. That was about it. And maybe an abandoned factory. I'm guessing that was.
Alright, so this tape right here is
I'm just
a
gonna watch
very
it.
interesting one.
Men pursue evil, it is evil that they will find. Mark my words, there is no good that
Just
can
pay
come
attention
from
to
the
it.
pursuit of darkness. Let me read to you, dear believer, the words of the late brilliant Charles Spurgeon, who discussed this at length in a sermon all the way back in 1864. He said, quote, "Our adversary, the devil, goes about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. We are taught by our Lord Jesus to pray, do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one." What we
Sound
are
like
taught
Is
to
that
do
tree on
ourselves
fire?
in
What is
prayer,
that? Oh, that's
we
just
should
light.
equally
Never mind.
pursue or avoid in action. Very warily, therefore, should we
Yeah, the
endeavor
one
to
singular light
avoid
on this world.
temptation, seeking to walk in the path of obedience, so that we may never be guilty of
Pay
tempting
attention
the
to this
devil
speech.
to tempt us. We are not to enter the thicket in search of the lion. We may pay dear. come face to face with the devil himself, whether we intended to or not, dear believer. We are drawn to him by our own hearts. In Matthew chapter 15, verse 19, it says, "For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual
I
immorality,
feel like I'm
theft,
back at BCA
false
again.
witness, slander." There is a shadow nested deep, deep within our hearts, within our minds, in a place most people don't even know exists within themselves. The devil is going to call to those depths, dear believer. And though you may tremble before the beast, you should make it easier on yourself and accept what it is that he bestows upon you.
Okay. You know more about this little series than I do.
What, do you want me to talk about the last video?
Yeah.
Alright, so the last video, of course, was some guy in a like a forest side road. And he got out the car and looked at something that could be appeared to be like a dead body, a dead animal, that sort of thing. Um, and basically, the whole point of the background audio in the car was kind of like to talk to you. It was playing off as like a church, uh, like a church service, like a preacher speaking. And then it starts to lean more into like lean into your temptations and lean into your hidden desires and whatnot, and lead
Yeah.
yourself to Satan.
The radio started to like almost not the radio, but the person talking almost was like slurring his words, like making them like just a tiny bit longer towards the end of the video. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. So it's like a small. So before it was clear, it was more of a religious, you know, lead yourself to God and resist temptations. And then it led itself into, after him seeing the body of the corpse, it started leading into more of a deeper, darker tone. And then I think it was kind of like when you hear yourself and like you think by yourself when you get tired and your head starts to not pick up on words clearly and they start slurring. That's what I think was the transition after when he saw that.
Yeah, there was focus, really focused on a particular tree. Next video starts now.
Greetings, and welcome to the Preconditional Protocols and Orientation video system provided by Unit 13 as part of the United States Army and Project Stargate, created in partnership with Semiodyne USA. On behalf of all of us here at Unit 13, congratulations on your selection as one of our testing candidates. We luckily have a lot of questions, and this video is designed to answer them all. First, let's go over some background information to provide you with the crucial context you'll need for a full understanding of what it is we're doing at Unit 13. We are sure you've heard plenty of rumors surrounding what it is that we do, but we are willing to bet that most everything you've heard is wrong. Being a highly confidential part of Project Stargate, which you've already been briefed on, Unit 13 studies a revolutionary and promising area of parapsychology, thought forms. If you're unfamiliar with what thought forms are, that's okay. You're in the majority. So, what are thought forms? Through the ages, occultists and spiritualists, Tibetan monks to theosophists, have exercised the creation of what is sometimes referred to as a tulpa, otherwise known as a thought form. A thought form is the manifestation of a person's will, emotion, or
We're not
other
Asian, by the way.
psychologically energized state into a semi-physical form, existing as not only an extension of the person, but as its own independent and sentient entity. Thought
We're
forms are also able
anarchians.
to be witnessed and experienced by third parties, and are not limited solely to the person who developed them. Thought forms have been formed to serve as familiars, companions, or even friends to those who conjure them. According to key literature, thought forms can be intentionally formed by a single person or multiple people, though they can be unintentionally formed as well. But they are always manifested through the deep will and focus of a person in a considerably heightened state of connectivity with their own consciousness. Traditional thought forms can vary widely in their level of influence in the real world. While they usually take physical formations eventually, their earliest stages are more apparitional in nature, with brief manifestations, though most often remaining as an unseen essence, much like a phantom or a ghost. At this phase, thought forms and ghosts are very similar in a number of ways. Individuals can make contact with them through communication devices, such as a Ouija board or through EVP sessions, while the thought form may respond through moving objects, manipulating electronics, or even speaking words and short phrases.
Pause it real quick.
Similarities.
I want to say this right now. Greylock can stand over a good little chunk. It's a bit longer than Mandela, but the thought forms that it's talking about in this video is essential to everything that this series is gonna play out to be. It's like this universe's version of the alternate and the mimics from Vita Carnes. It's on that type of scale. So paying attention to this could be better for you to understand the rest.
I'm gonna forget this whole thing by tomorrow.
You don't need to remember the whole thing.
What we know as ghosts may not be as common as we once believed. Rather than a deceased person's energy being left behind after death, it's possible, and indeed likely, that these paranormal entities are actually thought forms that are unintentionally created by those individuals that the deceased has left behind, who spend inordinate amounts of time in deeply emotional states, where their mental capacity is largely occupied by a powerful focus on the departed individual. In other words, as these are the ideal conditions from which thought forms are born, people may very well create their own ghosts and hauntings. However, as more time and energy is invested into the development of the thought form, they begin to harness more influence on their environment, until eventually exhibiting a semi-permanent physical appearance, and, in due course, becoming as tangible as a living creature. This is where Unit 13's interest comes in. We've sought to answer a very important question. Can thought forms be created in a manner that would benefit American society and help keep American citizens safe? Unfortunately, the practice of intentionally creating a thought form by traditional methods would undoubtedly take years and years of devout mental training. So, Project Stargate has enlisted a world-renowned authority in thought forms, a man named Dr. Bernard Hayes, to oversee a number of the operations related to Unit 13's work. His participation has been invaluable and has brought fruitful results to the project. Due to Unit 13 and Semiodyne USA's combined efforts, bringing together some of the most prestigious minds in the world, specializing in the sciences of the human consciousness, with cutting-edge technology and engineering methods, we've created a groundbreaking, proprietary invention. Introducing the Thought Form Manifester. The Thought Form Manifester is able to create truly independent and self-sustaining thought form entities from the minds of select, willing participants. Being that they come from the deepest recesses of the human mind, thought forms can appear in virtually any configuration. They could look like a person, an object, an animal, or even something as abstract as the physical representation of an emotion. That being said, it's recommended to brace yourself before touring the thought form chambers, as thought forms can also take on appearances that could be considered disturbing, like a creature one might see in a childhood nightmare. There's no reason to be afraid, however. All thought forms are docile by nature, and while they may look or behave in a frightening manner, and though they are capable of making physical contact, they pose no threat to humans. Once your session in the thought form manifester is completed, your thought form will be securely transported directly into a containment chamber. Thought forms are unable to pass through the barrier of manifestors and will not be capable of causing you any issues. There are some very rare potential side effects that may result from your session. These side effects include increased tiredness, loss of balance, dizziness, insomnia, vomiting, episodes of temporary amnesia, and mild hallucinations. These side effects, if present, will clear up within 72 hours of your session and are simply signs of your brain recalibrating to the real world. It is recommended you refrain from driving or operating heavy machinery for 72 hours after your session, even if you experience no side effects. None of these side effects should cause you any harm or overt stress, and former testing candidates who have experienced these side effects reported that they were very mild and merely a transient inconvenience. With all that out of the way, we are looking forward to your participation with Unit 13, and your time in the thought form manifester has been scheduled. However, there are several required mind exercises as a part of this video system that must be completed prior to your scheduled date in order to prime your consciousness and ensure the highest quality results. Please enter the video cassette labeled TF2, Waking Your Subconscious, now. This is the end of this tape.
To be honest, I honestly couldn't hear what he was saying most of the time. But the only thing I do know from, at least from what I'm able to hear, is like somehow you can manifest these thought forms, and towards the end, once again the person, the tape, or whatever is actually, I guess, having a malfunction. I don't know. Sounds like it's being more taken over, especially when it was talking about side effects.
All right. So what we just watched was kind of like a military PSA or like training video. If you notice, the army are like watermark at the bottom. So they were kind
Yeah,
of
I've seen
bringing
it.
people into like a program to manifest thought form. I won't get too in much of what they were gonna do with the thought forms, but it was kind of like a quote unquote MK Ultra type situation where they were getting people to manifest these thought forms in like a contained, kind of like SCP, in like a contained situation, and that was gonna capture them. What probably happened there was that it manifested a thought form that could probably take over something. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
When it showed the
It just,
picture of the spider, that for me that looked way too big, so they must have took that picture from Australia or something.
I mean, you can manipulate it to me. Or you can just take a random picture of a spider and dye it white, and then like just increase the size of it. But yeah,
Fourth video,
those
here we
were.
go.
thank my producer, my writers, my director, my friends, and you, the ordinary people who made me what I am today.
Max Headroom premieres after moonlighting tomorrow.
They did love me.
We interrupt our current program at the request of the Massachusetts State Police. This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. All normal broadcasting has been discontinued during the emergency. This station will broadcast official information, news, and instruction for northern Berkshire County, Massachusetts, after the following tone.
At 3:34 a.m., Massachusetts State Police confirmed the presence of a potential group of active and unidentified home invaders who have targeted 49 residences since approximately 11:15 p.m. last night. The attacks appear to be random, spanning across the towns of North Adams, Cheshire, Savoy, and Windsor. Residents are urged to take the following actions immediately. Wake all occupants of your home. Lock all doors and windows. Close all curtains and blinds. Gather in a secure area of your home where multiple exits are available to prevent yourself from being cornered. Additionally, residents are urged to arm themselves with a blunt object or firearm if available and licensed. Only resort to self-protection if a suspect has entered your home, poses an active threat to you or your family, and you are unable to escape safely. If you are currently away from home, we are urging you not to return home at this time. Shelter in place where you are. If you are currently not in a secure area or in a vehicle, immediately head to your closest 7-Mart. Each 7-Mart location is currently being used as a safe area and has police stationed for your protection. Remain in your secure area until the threat has been resolved. Police are currently unable to determine a physical description of any of the assailants involved in these attacks. It is strongly advised you do not open your home to anyone you do not intimately recognize. Do not attempt to search for or engage with any suspects. The suspects are considered armed and extremely dangerous. Do not leave your secure area unless necessary. This is for your safety. Law enforcement will be armed and patrolling your area. Interfering with this investigation could result in lethal force being inadvertently.
Well, we can confirm that the last person is dead. So.
I was just gonna say that. That wrapped up that guy.
Oh dear God! Oh no! Oh no!
Mainly internet. Like when you heard the disconnect, that was my internet.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, bro went to a forest, heard some screams, and got disintegrated.
First of all, Massachusetts is in the Americas. I'm surprised no one had a gun. We didn't hear no gunshots, so that's surprising to me.
You can't kill it if you like.
I
Think
mean,
about it. They can probably move at the speed of light, and we don't even know it. It's whatever the person manifested it to be.
Easy, commit suicide. Easy way to solve all your problems.
Create a thought form that eradicate you in a very particularly fast way. Would that be considered suicide, though? You didn't do it by your own hands, if you really think about it. But you did create a problem for the world to solve. So I guess you left with it. What's this 99 now? Okay.
Dear God, you are glitching out like.
Well, hello again, Tiffany.
Oh,
Hi, Wanda. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. No dad this time?
No, unfortunately, he couldn't get off work today. So I'm gonna have to call him on a payphone to let him know all the details as soon as we're done.
He's excited to be a dad, huh?
Oh, yes, he certainly is. We both can't wait to be parents.
Aw, and you said you've been together since high school, right?
Yep.
That's so sweet. And have you decided on a name for your baby boy yet?
Yep, we're going with Max.
Ooh, Max, huh? That's a nice, strong name.
That's why my fiance wanted it so bad. He says it'll help make him strong right off the bat.
That's a pretty good way of thinking about it. So let's see how strong little Max is so you can hurry up and make that call.
Yes, please. He's been moving around like crazy the past couple of weeks. So I think he's really strong. Strong enough to kick so hard I almost throw up sometimes, too.
Aw, what a wild boy. Activity is good.
Yep.
Okay, hopefully this isn't too cold.
No, it's okay.
There he is. He's definitely a growing boy, that's for sure. And you're both looking really good.
Oh, I love hearing that.
Let's get some measurements to see exactly how much he's grown.
What was that?
I don't know. I've never seen that before. Maybe something to do with the power.
Oh, okay.
This is a bit strange.
What? What's strange?
Nothing to worry about or anything. Just having some trouble finding the baby all of a sudden.
Maybe the machine messed up?
Possibly. But I can still see everything else. It's just not picking up the baby for some reason.
Has this ever happened before?
Well, sometimes babies can move into certain positions that are hard to see.
But you can't see my baby at all?
I'm looking. Don't worry, he's definitely here. You know what? Why don't we just see if we can borrow another machine, okay? There has to be something wrong with this one. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
No.
This can't be happening. The baby doesn't know your body? That makes no sense.
Is it happening? What happened?
Incite me, will you? Is that the right terminology? I have no clue. Hello? Oh, crap. Well, guys, I don't think he's on the call. I mean, he's still on the call, but try to call him out, he ain't responding. This is only 30 minutes into the video. You guys can't see it, but 33 minutes and 6 seconds. Alright. Once everything gets back on board, I'll probably restart the video for him, and then I'll cut back to us doing thoughts. Well, mainly his thoughts.
Turn into like a baby of some sorts.
Yeah, I think those are called phantom pregnancies. Don't ask how I know that. I just do.
And we're discussing like the fundaments or like the roots of thought forms. Like not necessarily the roots like the last video or the video 2 videos ago, but essentially, this is more or less like a side effects and like the the basis like effects on a human that a thought form can have. I believe. Um.
Uh huh.
Yeah, there's not much to this video for real. Besides from that sonograph, which was weird because it kind of painted like a it kind of painted like a picture like of a baby, but it was like empty, like it was a black hole instead of a baby being there. But that's all I can say really. All the interesting stuff comes towards the middle to the end.
Humanity has fought tirelessly and passed through a great many trials of intellectual fortitude to achieve but one singular goal. A goal that countless men have withered away and died in pursuit of, leaving their towers of work behind, to be climbed upon by coming generations. Higher and higher they ascend, so that we will at last reach the one called God. And there, on his apex of infinite knowledge and power, we will approach and look him in the eye as an equal.
Welcome back, user. Frank Porter. Please enter your credentials. Credential requirement bypassed by system administrator. Greetings, unknown user ID. Welcome to Semiodyne USA's virtual message assistant, for user. Project director, Frank Porter. Establishing custom telephone message settings. Sender, Paul Morelli, of the Morelli Construction and Mining Company. Dates of receipt ranging from March 24th, 1987, to March 30th, 1987. Beginning playback of your messages. Message 1. March 24th, 11:14 a.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul Morelli. We ran into somewhat of an issue today. We came across these tunnels inside the mountain, pretty deep in, but well, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but he told me to call if anything strange came up, and I figured this qualifies. People have been here before. Some obviously man-made shit in there, like carvings and stone. This shit looks ancient, like real old. I took a crew in to look through it, but seems part of the tunnels caved in some time ago. We're gonna just have to bust through it regardless. But I still wanted to make you aware of it. Anyways, I'll keep you in the loop. Thanks.
Message 2. March 25th, 7:38 a.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul. Just calling to tell you the day might be a bit slower than usual. Unfortunately, a number of the crew are sick as dogs. Not really sure what kind of stomach bugs going around or what, but we'll do our best to pick up slack. I'm calling in some guys who have a day off, so hopefully things will get a little closer to normal, you know? That being said, I don't know how the hell this happened, but the section of the tunnel here caved in is clear. The tunnel's been wired up with a few lights, too. Wanted to see if maybe you sent someone in while we were off shift. Night crew said you didn't, but, I didn't see anybody else either, so... But a few of the guys said they'd seen something running around in the woods surrounding the site. I figured it's probably a deer or whatever, but seeing all the ruckus we're making out here, But they all insisted it was something else. Something like a real tall man. Might just be some environmentalist moron trying to cause some shit, but, he ain't done nothing, so I told him to keep focused on the project. For safety's sake, we're going to avoid the tunnel until I hear back from you. All right, bye now.
Message 3. March 25th, 4:56 p.m.
Hey Frank, it's Paul again. The guy you sent out to take photos just left, but well, he seemed totally fine when he got here, but we practically had to carry him back to his car when he was done. I don't know if he caught whatever's going around, but figured you should know. Also, we found some really old shit down there, Frank. Now, I ain't no historian, but we got a guy on the crew who used to do archaeology work or whatever, and I don't know. But I guess there's some old artifacts down there, like weapons and trinkets and whatever. I'll have him draft up a report for you and send it your way, because I feel like he'd be interested, and he can explain all this shit better than I could anyways. His name's Arnold Rivers. That's about it. Alright, bye.
Message 4. March 26th, 1:03 p.m.
Frank, something ain't right here. Crew's getting worse, more sick. I feel okay so far, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. I saw that thing the guys have been talking about last night, stalking around in the tree line. I swear it had a face. Anyways, just call me back as soon as you can, Frank.
Message 5. March 27th, 12:10 p.m.
All our food is rotten, totally spoiled and covered in maggots. It was perfectly fine and stored. There wasn't any problems with the generator, even if we lost power. I mean, it's the end of March. All our food looks like it's been left out in the heat for weeks. No idea what's going on. Please call me back.
Message 6. March 27th, 4:02 p.m.
It's Paul. We saw it again. Something out here with us. It's in the woods. And it's watching us, goddammit. It ain't no animal either. Who are you guys gonna put up those fancy hunting cameras and see if we can catch anything? Maybe locals fucking with us? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, anyways, I just...
Message 7. Date and time unavailable. Message. Message 8. March 29th, 10:13 p.m.
Frank, it's Paul. Holy shit, well, a lot of the crew here is sick now, and they're sort of like unresponsive. We tried emergency contacts for them, but they just keep ringing. The phones, they just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. Nobody picked up from any number we tried. Nobody picked up. No answer machines either. Made a call to the hospital, and same thing. Just ringing. Just tried 911, still nothing. I figured the phones were fucked up, but the machine actually picked up. I think I caught whatever's going on. It feels tight. A lot of pressure behind my eyes. My teeth feel like they're humming, vibrating. You know what? First I'll start it when we across that tunnel. I feel like I need to figure out what's down there. I think whatever's down there could help my crew, but most of all, I feel like something really bad's gonna happen if I don't go down, so I'm going down tonight.
Message 9. March 30th, time unavailable. This is the end of your messages.
Authorities continue to...
Is he? Yo. I think he died again.
So, what you would like to know? You got any questions?
I pretty much got the gist of it. It's pretty much a timeline of like I guess I'm guessing some type of miners going maybe
Yeah,
like
it's kind of
mm,
like a
and
like a
also another something I noticed that his picture actually got he's got I guess started frowning as the messages went on which was something I noticed.
yeah. So I don't want to repeat everything that he said, but it was kind of like a
It
like
sounded
him calling into like a manager or somebody that he knows about what's going on because they're mining into like a mountain, um, in like a not really a reserve, but in the camp. So they're mining into it, and now they're getting into an area where it's kind of like a well, the later you get into it, it starts to develop into like an archaeological thing, right?
yeah
So they're just now
that's
getting into it, and now,
so it's
right? Think about it. If
something that
you mine
inside the
into a
earth.
cave and you find a power source, yeah. So think about it. If you go mining into a cave and you start to mine into like a power source that starts activating everything around you, that's basically the situation that he's going through. And he started laughing in one message, but he's like, at first he was kind of like concerned. He was like, okay,
Yeah,
we
his
need to
sanity
be,
really dropped.
cautious.
Like
Yeah.
he tried to call
So
in and get it
it's
checked out, but then as time went on, as management didn't pick up, it just kept getting worse and worse.
now it's
'Cause-
not like he's calling like HR or anything. He's calling one of the like the bosses, like a manager that he knows. And so basically like the monster starts lurking outside the camp and like start preying on him. And that's why he's losing his sanity really fast because he said he was gonna place cameras
and
to like capture the whole situation.
I like this. I like this
But
edit right here as well.
yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, I like that little edit they did.
Yeah. So basically, like that's from his CCTV that he placed, or like those hunter cameras. But yeah, he's really concerned. But now they're starting to be more active and preying upon him. But as the series go on, you'll see start to
At
like
least him in the group, because so, there was like different voices in the background in one of the final tapes or messages.
yeah, that's why I said like a camp because if you look at like the outside, there's gonna be a camera where it shows like the outside of the cave, and it's gonna look like a kind of similar to an archaeology camp, like
Never
a
seen
tent
one.
or whatever.
Never seen
But
one of
yeah,
those.
you'll start to see the importance of this place later on. But this is kind of like a we stumbled upon something that could be like dangerous and like threatening. So that's what that video is about.
Sad hearing it.
It's like it looked like he about to take a dump in that image.
He's
So,
happy
oh god,
and now he's sad.
oh, I'm about to take a dump.
And the quick glitch of the monster of a monster or whatever here is pretty cool design as well.
Oh, Hey, look, there's gonna be a video that's gonna be really crazy, but yo, that one ain't no joke. That's one of the life wars, but that one ain't no joke. But you can continue if you want.
Episode 7, we're
Oh yeah, this is gonna
49
be like the
minutes.
news broadcast.
We're 49 minutes and 37 seconds into the video right now. So I think we have time for. Well, this is a minute and a
Like
half.
one or two more.
Real quick.
Like one or two more.
Maybe this is the
Yeah,
last
so
one.
this is probably gonna be like the.
This will be the last one, and then I want to say
Start another one.
2 videos for 8 and 9. Maybe 10 and 11 for part 3, and then part 4 will be the latest one, not the last one.
All right, so this is
wave that swept across northern Berkshire County, many of its residents in a state
yeah.
of anxiety and panic. It was 2 weeks ago when the emergency broadcast system was engaged to warn residents to secure their homes due to the activity of a group of individuals who had been targeting and breaking into people's homes.
News 13.
Authorities have since confirmed that the attacks were, in fact, part of an organized criminal effort and have been attributed to a local anti-American militia group operating out of western Massachusetts called... Police have made numerous arrests in connection to militia, and officials continue to release statements.
Probably the British want to take their land back. Who knows?
Once again.
We've seen a lot of credible information over the past couple of weeks, and the investigation's still ongoing. We're getting closer by the day.
Thankfully, due to the continued efforts of law enforcement, life has been able to return back to normal. Back to normal. Back to normal. To normal. To normal. To normal. Back to normal for residents of Berkshire County.
Oh, okay. Start off right where it left off. Nice. Well, first of all, the baby is ugly. I'm gonna say that because it's legit conjoined. So, other than that, I don't have a problem with the video.
Well, that broadcast went completely tits up, didn't it? I've been getting chewed out by our asshole CIA liaison for the past 2 hours. What the fuck happened?
We're looking into it, sir, but we experienced no issues with the broadcast on our end, so our engineers believe that the signal was hijacked before even reaching the transmitter, but once we started receiving phone calls from viewers, we switched to a backup transmitter.
But by then, the hijacker had already said everything they wanted to say, hadn't they?
Yes, sir.
What a complete fuck up. They made us look like a fucking joke. And during our most popular show. Speaking of which, Don, where the fuck is he? I cannot get hold of him, and he needs to get in here and read a statement to help clean up this fucking mess.
Well, we've been trying to reach him. We've called him multiple times. We've tried his pager. We've asked around to see if anyone's heard from him, but nothing. Right now we've got Gerald standing in for him tonight. It's on to some show.
You've been to his house?
Well, no. I just thought that maybe he'd be upset if I did that. So.
Get in your fucking car and go to his fucking house.
I told you they were British.
You kick down his front door and drag him here by his ear. You bring him into the studio. Do you understand?
Yes, Mr. Rosenbaum. Of course, I'll do that right now.
There's some real powerful people depending on us right now. They need us to manage the response to these events, to let the
colonizer.
Is it going wider than it already fucking has? So do what you need to do, or I'm going to replace you with some producers who actually know how to produce a fucking show.
Sorry, the file you are trying to access has been destroyed and can no longer be executed or retrieved. Please choose another file. Sorry. It said I'll take your file trying to destroy or trying. Sorry. Warning, anomalous file detected. This file should not exist. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Opening
file. Arnold Rivers personal log.
Final.
My name is Arnold Eugene Rivers. The date is April 8th, 1987, about 9:15 at night. I was involved in the Morelli construction project at Mount Greylock. I was hired due to my background in anthropology and archaeology. I've worked to excavate a number of different historical sites. Paul Morelli took me on after securing a government contract for the GREYLOCK project. I'm recording this because I believe my life is in danger, and I likely don't have a lot of time left, so I need to leave some kind of record of my findings. On March 24th, our crew came across tunnels in the mountain that held a multitude of ancient markings and artifacts. On March 25th, Paul cleared the interior of the mountain and asked me, accompanied by a small crew, to look through the tunnels and record notes on what I was able to recognize. I was then to report to one of the project directors, named Frank Porter, to offer my perspective on our findings. I kept this to myself at the time, but what we discovered in that mountain was not normal. Not only did I see the impact it was having on the crew, but certain aspects of my findings did not make any sense. Many of the artifacts were pre-colonial. Some were from Native American tribes, but there were other artifacts, some Mesoamerican, and others were shockingly Clovis in nature. Finding Clovis artifacts here means that people have been coming to Mount Greylock since at least 11,000 BCE. But that's not all, no. There are artifacts I found that could potentially be from even earlier, Paleo-American cultures that we have yet to even begin studying. Then, there were artifacts and writings left by the cultures that were pre-Columbian in nature. Transoceanic contacts prior to Columbus reaching the Americas has always been largely a theory, but the artifacts in this mountain, they prove it. Ancient Chinese, Arabic, Indian, Roman, Spanish, Viking, even ancient Greek and Egyptian. I'm finding that they alone would change world history as we know it today. I'll admit, the anthropologist in me was thrilled. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I figured it had to be a hoax, but I'm confident that it's all authentic. But my excitement was soon replaced with a looming fear and anxiety. How could such a place be so important to so many cultures for so long? There must be something immense here. Whatever it was, well, that's why I left the project. The tunnels all connected to a series of chambers deep into the interior of the mountain. That's where a majority of the relics were found. There were old baskets of herbs and spices, pottery, weapons and armor, talismans, and other religious items, countless other things, but all of it was there purposely as offerings.
It was billions of years ago, when our planet was still mostly fire and rock, that a Mars-sized planet that had been drifting through our solar system collided directly with the Earth. The impact was so powerful and violent that the rogue planet was blown into countless pieces of debris. This debris collected to form our moon. Many of the pieces of the unknown planet remain inside the Earth to this day.
I guess that's how the moon was formed?
Adams Police Department, Dispatcher Carey speaking.
Yes, I'm calling to report a break-in at my coworker's house.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Liam Hollander.
Okay, Liam, you said this was your coworker's house. What is your coworker's address?
It's Parker Hill Road in Adams, number 491.
491 Parker Hill Road, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me, is anybody hurt? Liam, are you still with me?
Yes, sorry.
Is anybody hurt?
Yes.
Then I witnessed many altars constructed out of the mountain stone. along with evidence of mass animal and human sacrifice. And the carvings in the walls of these sacrificial chambers, I couldn't recognize a single familiar symbol, and it made me sick to even look at them. Let me be clear, I am not, nor have I ever been, a religious man, but there's something in that mountain, something people of countless cultures over the history of our planet have been worshipping, but I don't know why. But I could feel it. Whatever's down there, I could feel it. It was like being trapped in a fever dream. I swear I could hear a voice, and even felt compelled to go further, to speak to whatever's down there. I don't know. I haven't been right since. I keep hearing this droning in my head, ceaseless, all day and night. I can't sleep, just droning, always droning. But that doesn't matter right now. I informed Mr. Porter in my report that the archaeological findings in the mountain are of monumental historical importance, and that there is certainly more to be discovered, and I recommended discontinuing construction there. But it's not as though I have any authority over this project. I fully expected to be ignored. Mr. Porter called me on the evening of March 28th, and we spoke on the phone briefly. It was as I thought. He disregarded my concerns. I informed him that I wasn't going to return to the site. He insisted I did, said I was a valuable asset to the project, even offered me a substantial raise, and wanted me to lead a specifically organized team that would clear the tunnels of artifacts before excavation would continue. I, quote unquote, could be responsible for the biggest historical finding of all time, he said. I refused again. I won't put a price on my sanity or my health, especially after seeing what was happening to the crew.
Now loading. Morale Greylock event, Group C, Survivor data. Profile for patient B3590. Rockford, Thomas. Malformations. Notes. Communicative. Patient prone to spontaneous violent outbursts. Treatment of heavy sedation recommended. Only communicate while patient is restrained or via intercom. Now loading. Profile for patient B9231. Washington, Samuel. Malformations. Notes. Communicative. Patient suffers from constant state of severe paranoia and delusions, resulting in unpredictable violent outbursts. Standard treatment ineffective.
I wonder why.
Xylazine is recommended. Only communicate while patient is restrained or via intercom. Now loading. Profile for patient B6670. Herrera, Ramon.
Is that Robert Downey Jr.?
Notes. Uncommunicative. Patient appears to be in catatonic state. Warning, patient may sit up very suddenly, without provocation, to projectile vomit at any staff in area. Patient's vomit is extremely corrosive and emits nerve gas. All treatments ineffective. Studies must be conducted with full anti-corrosive gear and air purifying respirator equipped on all staff involved. Now loading. Profile for patient B8816. Fleming, Charles. Malformations. Notes. Uncommunicative. Warning, patient will attack on site. Do not interact. Immunity to pain. Patient exhibits cannibalistic tendencies. All treatments ineffective. Immediate euthanasia recommended. Now loading. Profile for patient B4041. Oakhurst, Scott. Malformations. Notes. Communicative. Communicate with caution. Warning, patient actively pretends to be benevolent and friendly. Strong homicidal and cannibalistic tendencies. Killed and partially consumed 6 staff members on April 6, 87. Patient laughed hysterically during the attack. All treatments ineffective. Immediate euthanasia or permanent restraint for further study recommended. Now loading. Profile for patient B7992. Kowalski, Edward. Malformations. Notes. Communicative. Hazardous. Warning, patient possesses inhuman power of suggestion and influence over others. Do not interact. All treatments ineffective. Immediate euthanasia recommended. Now loading. Profile for patient. B1584. Rafferty, John. Malformations. Notes. Uncommunicative. Hazardous. Patient appears to be deceased. No vital signs. Patient's body not decomposing. Warning, staff have become ill after even brief time spent in patient's room. Illness disregards protective suiting. Immediate quarantine required for all victims. Mortality rate post-exposure currently 92%. Survivors subject to rapid physical and mental malformations. All treatments ineffective. Immediate remote euthanasia recommended.
I consider myself incredibly lucky to not be in that condition right now. Oddly, he quickly accepted my second refusal, wished me luck in my future endeavors, but before I could say anything else, he'd hung up. But it seemed I'd made the right choice. I heard something awful happened up at Mount Greylock, and then simultaneously, there are all of these things that have been happening around the mountain. The home invasions, the dead bodies that fell from the sky over Cheshire, the pregnancy phenomena, so many other unexplainable things. They all must be related, and I've been trying to figure out how. I've connected with a local investigator who's been trying to get to the bottom of this. I've shared with him everything I have, though I feel that I've been being watched. I feel a looming threat that I can't really explain. Would the government really send someone to kill me over this? I feel like I'm paranoid, like I've lost some of my mind. But I came home from the grocery store the other day, and my front door was unlocked, and I know I had locked it before I left. I scanned my entire house for traces of anything, but found nothing out of the ordinary. I even checked and replaced all of the light bulbs. Oh, God. Saying it out loud like this, it makes me realize how crazy I sound. I've always been a rational man. There's a logical explanation behind everything. Well, I'm glad that I put all of this into a recording. Perhaps that was what I needed to snap me out of this. Honestly, I feel much better just talking about it. This can't be. Oh my God, that's my basement door. No. Camcorder. Oh, where's the damn camcorder? Here it is. Thank God.
They're here. I'm inside my bedroom closet. I'm going to keep the tape recorder running, and I'm hiding in here with my files. If something happens to me, and you find any tapes or files somehow, please bring it to the investigator, Jim Malcolm from North Adams. That goes for this video footage as well. Come on out, it's the police.
Okay, that was a lot to unpack. Is he dead again? I think he died again. Okay.
Alright, so this one was the one where the dude died in the closet, right?
Yes.
So what you think about it? It
I don't know.
mimicking and stuff like that.
There was way there was throughout the video was way too much stuff to unpack, and that last bit, I could the last bit when I was trying to mimic voices, it just was pretty good. I enjoyed that part. Trying to lure him to a false sense of security.
It was funny how he said at the end, "I'm a monster." Or was that another one?
No, that was this one.
No, it was this. Yeah.
And I like how the tape 7 and tape 8 takes place like immediately after each other because of the broadcast.
Yeah, so typically after this like section they kind of go into chronological, but it'll switch up in a bit, but right now it's kind of like the roots or the bridge of the story. You feel me?
Yeah. And
But how he
I
busts
don't
through
know
the
why.
closet.
Most replayed out of the entire video.
What you mean you don't know why? That is the highlight of the video. That is the jump scare.
Did I say?
I don't know why you're surprised about that.
Did I say I don't know why? I don't think I did.
You did.
I don't think. No, I think I was trying to say I kind of know why. I didn't mean to say I didn't know why.
Oh, we'll just have to see when the video comes out.
I can't remember what
But
I
yeah.
said. No, wait. I didn't say I didn't know why. I was gonna say it kind of reminded me of the closet during what you call it, Via Carnage with the mimic.
Vita?
That's how I was.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to say. There we go.
That's why I referenced Vita Cronus earlier. Like I think it's probably in the last video. But yeah, I referenced Vita Carnus.
Last video. This is the same video.
Wait, how long is this video?
Right now it's 1 hour and 13 minutes.
I thought you was gonna end it on the last video.
I forgot to. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to both our channels as well. This is a bit embarrassing as well. Peace.
That's it.